Hi,
Hi, Matt.
how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. My name is Satria from Indonesia, from the IDN Times outlet. Yeah. Can we start right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Matt, I have three big questions for you. So, why do you choose to develop this type of Batman? Because it's too different with the other Batman.
You feel like it's very different.
Yes.
Well,
I feel
can
like
I
it's
say
very
that
different.
that is the best thing you could possibly say? Because to me, look, the character's been around for 80 years, and there have been a lot of great movies, and I think it was incumbent upon us to find a way to make this fresh. And I think it's a tough challenge because one of the things you want to do is you want to hold on to those things that are quintessential, but you want to find a way to make him feel relevant, fresh, and new. And one of the things to me that I felt hadn't been done was this idea of leaning into the world's greatest detective aspect that was really true to so many of the comics, but hadn't been done to the extent that I thought it could be done in the movies. And so I wanted to dispense with the origin tale and have you be in an early sort of year two, early days Batman, and see him as an imperfect Batman, still learning really what it takes to be Batman, but to know that he has the stuff of what Batman is, and to watch as he goes on this journey. And so that was really the goal. So I love that you feel that it's a fresh take, because that was the goal.
Yeah, because when I saw the Bruce Wayne too, he's very different too. Why?
Yes,
Why you
Bruce
make
Wayne is
Bruce
different.
Wayne?
Well, it's interesting because I thought, look, the version I think that we've seen a lot of is the Playboy version, the version that he drives the Maserati, and I think and I think that's totally cool. But I think that we've seen that version, and I don't know, when I was writing, there was a day where I put on Nirvana to get into a mood. You try to get into a mood when you're writing, and there was something in that unlocked something for me. Something about this vibe where, this kind of Nirvana vibe where like Kurt Cobain felt kind of like a dangerous rock star, kind of recluse. Like, I don't think he was happy about his fame. He was kind of tortured. So obviously he loved his music, he loved what he was doing. But at the same time, I don't think he really enjoyed the fame of it. And I think there was something about that made me think about the idea of being a member of a family that was as big as what the Waynes mean. And I thought, well, that's kind of like the Kennedys, or it's like the Royals, like the British royal family. And I thought, oh, well, there's another way you could respond to the idea of the death of your parents, which is that you could want to withdraw from all of that, and you could become a kind of recluse. And then if somebody sees you, it's like this kind of like fabled sighting, like, oh my God, I just saw Bruce Wayne, like, so that he would become almost like Howard Hughes or something, And so I thought, well, that's just as valid too, which is that he doesn't really want to live under the mantle of being a Wayne. That's not important to him. What's important to him is this obsessive mission that he's addicted to. Like, that's his drug. And if you saw him, because he goes out at night, he would look like some drug addict. But the drug that he's addicted to is going out at night and being Batman. And I thought, well, that could be different. This kind of rock edge, this kind of guy who's sort of withdrawn in this way. And I felt like it made just as much psychological sense, and it was another way to go. And again, I felt it was important to re-enter this world in a way that felt fresh to an audience and still felt completely true and valid.
Great. So, I think you left some clue in this movie too. Is it a big project for the Batman for the new feature?
Wait, what's that? Which clue?
Like, in the end, the Riddler meet the Two-Face.
Oh, I see. Is that a clue to the next movie? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
It's interesting because everybody asks about that scene. That scene, it's not meant as one of, a lot of the superhero movies have like these kind of post-credit scenes, these little Easter egg scenes to say like, this is the next movie. And that's not really the intention here. What this is, that scene that you're talking about where there is what I'll call the unseen prisoner who Riddler meets in Arkham when all of this is over. He's part of this idea of a Gotham that already exists. To me, what was exciting was this idea that Batman's story wouldn't be his origins. You'd see him in year two, but what that would give us the opportunity to do was, in the comics I saw, that the Rogues Gallery kind of took their inspiration from Batman. A masked vigilante shows up and becomes known as the Batman in Gotham, and that makes all of these characters take on their alter egos. So we have a Selina who is not yet Catwoman, and we have a Penguin who is not yet the Kingpin, and the Riddler becomes the Riddler and names himself the Riddler in this film as he comes out with his serial killings. And I wanted the idea of that prisoner that he meets in Arkham to be this idea of that character that you're thinking, who shall remain nameless, who is in his origins and is not yet that character. He isn't yet, so that all of it is still bubbling up, and where that all may go is going to be hopefully very surprising. But it's not yet to say like, okay, that's the next movie. It's not really done in that way. Like we're trying to I was trying to create a world that already existed and have all of these things bubbling up so that you could look at it and feel like, wow, I've never seen this version of it before. And that iteration of that character at some point down the line, I'm hoping to do something with, but it probably isn't what you're expecting.
Okay. Thank you, Matt, for your time.
My pleasure.